Hi, welcome back. So I want to show you what's on my desk today. I am making Penpal mail or Happy Mail to send to somebody, but I want to talk to you about making it completely free. You know, if you are new to my channel, I'm a recycle artist and I love repurposing things. I happen to live in a really beautiful place in Hawaii, and these magazines are plentiful to be recycled. If I go to my local recycling center, there's boxes of them. Tourists pick them up, read them, and leave them. So I don't know if you guys have anything like this. You could also use a fashion magazine. But from this, I have made this. And it's just super simple, easy, waterfall style letter. Completely free. Made completely from recycling. And in each one, I've added little bits and pieces. This is a little note about myself, little fun facts about myself. I've taken a card and painted chalkboard paint on it and written about myself. These are paperclip embellishments made from ads. I did include a bag of tea, another paperclip embellishment, and then some ATCs and some handmade washi tape. So virtually, this is something anyone can do with very little or no supplies. So I'll show you how it's done. So the first thing you need is for your waterfall book, you need 3 magazine pages. For the mailing envelope, you need 2 glued together. And I picked ones that are not, I'm going to put a label over them. So I'll show you how to do it. It's really super fun. So what I did was I flipped through this magazine and I found little bits and pieces that I could use for my book. Like I love this map. These pieces I would cut out and use as embellishments, as well as those. This is a beautiful page. This is really colorful and beautiful. Now this not so much, so this I could use for my envelope. This I loved. These I cut and made paperclip embellishments. You can see them here. You can see it right here. It is a hidden paperclip embellishment made from one of the little pieces of art in the magazine. This one is from an ad. I just thought it was cute. So pick your 3 pages. So, you get the idea, right? Like I would cut this out and make that as a paperclip embellishment. Let's see. I'll give you a couple of more ideas of, it just gets you to start looking at things differently. Like this could be a really cool paperclip embellishment. This I've used for a page. But as you go through, you'll see this would be a cool paperclip embellishment there. You'll see that there are just really cool little bits and pieces. And you can find this in any travel style brochure or any the surfboards or any throwaway magazine. And if you don't live near a touristy area, just use a fashion magazine. This, I made a paperclip embellishment from the surfboard. So that kind of gives you an idea. So you need 3 pages. Now I've already gone ahead and made 2 because I don't want you to sit through me making pages, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So here is a page that I'm going to use. Now I like this and I like this. Knowing that I'm going to cut off a portion of the page, I'm going to fold it up this direction. So I first make my pages square. Okay. And that's what I do. I don't make it, it's not perfect. And then I take it to the next magazine page and that I'm going to use, and I hold them up so that they're pretty much even, making them even. Then I decide what I want on my focal point, because as you see from the books, the very bottom envelope, you're going to see all of the artwork of. The next 2, you're going to have portions of it. So with that in mind, I think about how I'm going to fold it. So what I would do is I would take it to the corner's edge, and then I just push in the center just a little bit. And I do it the opposite way. It makes like a crisscross inside. Can you see the little X it makes inside? I don't know if you can see it very well, but it makes a little X, and that's what I'm going to use as my guide. Now, if you have an envelope punch board, use that. I'm not telling you. It's all in what you want, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold in, because I like these surfboards, and I would either like them at the top of my envelope or fold it up, because what you see when you look inside this is the majority of the things that you see are the inside folds, right? So I'm going to fold, let's see, I'm going to fold this side in to meet the point, and this side in to meet the point. Now I just have to decide what I want on the inside of my envelope, and I like the surfboards, so I'm going to fold that up on the inside. Now, then I fold down the point in the center, and then I fold it back onto itself, and I glue it down. Now I use glue stick. I find it works the best for magazine pages, but you use what you like. Then I'm going to glue the envelope, just putting a little bit along the side and a little bit on the outside of the inside of the envelope, but the outside edge. So glue on the insides and the glue on the outside edge for the inside of the envelope. And then press it down. Now what I do after this is I take all three of my envelopes together and I fold down the flap. So I'll do one first, and then I'll take the other two. They don't have to be totally perfect, but it does help when you're stacking them if the folds on the top of the envelope are similar. And by that I mean, you know, they go down the same length. So that does take some practice. Obviously, if you use an envelope punch board, your envelopes are going to be perfect. Mine are eyeballed, right? So then I just need to decide what I want, because the very back envelope, as I mentioned, the very bottom one is the one where you're going to see all of it. So I think I'll, and don't worry if you get some that aren't just perfect or great. I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my glue stick, and I leave, before I do the gluing, do you see this part right here, the side ends? I'm going to cut those off because you don't need them. If you were just going to send a letter in it, it's fine, but because you're going to be gluing the envelopes together, and you want the opening, it really just affects the opening of what you can put in and out of your Happy Mail. That is the part that you want to consider. Okay, and then I also go in and I just put a little notch at the top, and I'll show you. I take my scissors to the point, to the edge of the envelope, and I just snip. And that just makes the opening of the envelope just a tiny bit bigger. That's all I do. And I do it on each one. And that really, what that really affects is what you're putting, how easily you can take things in and out of your envelopes. Okay, so do that next step to all three envelopes. What's fun about recycling for me is I can often repurpose things that would just not see a new life, right? And when I repurpose this type of thing, and if you live in an area where you can find these or you get them on vacation, what's fun about it is most people have enjoyed it. I get mine from the recycling center. So most people have enjoyed them, right? And then they're discarding them for recycling, and I'm just giving them a new life. You can also do your fashion magazine pages this way, or even book pages if you found a book that somebody was letting go of, or one that if you're like me and you make lots of altered books, you have lots of supplies on hand. I think everybody really enjoys receiving happy mail and that sort of thing, but I think this makes it just a little bit more personal, and it was virtually cost-free. I mean, yes, you have to pay for the stamp, and if you add a tea bag like I did, or you know, make the paperclip embellishments, the paperclip, the glue. I mean, that is really what the supplies are. Okay, so I have all three with the notches cut out. Now, I decided that this is going to be my base envelope, so I want to take my glue stick and just glue down, leaving 1/4 of an inch above the fold free, because that is where I'm going to line up my next envelope. And you want to, the reason you want to leave some space is if you glue it directly to where the envelope is folded, it doesn't leave a lot of room for adding stuff. If you added extra stuff, it just doesn't leave room for the envelope to grow, you know, to get fatter. So just like that, and repeat the same step on the next one. Repeat the same step. Now you're looking at this envelope and you're going, well, these are not as nice as some of the others. Well, that's where your really cool embellishments that you have cut out, or where you fussy cut little images or extras from your magazines, that's where that comes in. And once again, leaving 1/4 of an inch above your, and then now your envelope folds completely up. Now this is where you would go back, and I like the insides of mine, but maybe I would go back and I would use some of these pieces of artwork. Maybe I would put, I don't know, maybe I would put one of the turtles down here, or the waterfalls up here. You know, fussy cut them or glue them down. Maybe a piece of artwork, right? And then here's one of my paperclip embellishments I started, just to give you an idea. So what I did was I cut out the piece from the magazine, glued it onto a packaging. Then I'm going to cut this out, and then cut out another piece the same size, and I'm going to glue it, my paperclip, on the other page and sandwich it in. Now, if you want to make your envelope to fit after you've made your Happy Mail, you've loaded it, load your Happy Mail, then go to your, because it's fatter than it will be, you know, it's wider once you've got the pieces in it, right? It makes your mail wider. So what you need to do is just glue 2 magazine pages together, and you want to take your piece directly to the magazine, fold it up, use it as a template, as a guide, fold the sides in, and you can do this with any type of mail. If you want to make your own custom envelope for anything, works the same way, okay? So you're going to glue those in, and you're going to fold this down, and then I'll show you how to cut it, and then you glue it, and that's really all it is. So this is going to fit this flipbook, Penpal mail. So then you want to do your cutting, right? So all you need to do, I just want to go ahead and make my creases more substantial. Super fun, super easy, creating your own mail art. I'm going to cut the sides off of, this. And again on this side. And that's the top. I want to go ahead and I want to cut the sides off, the bottom sides off of here, because you don't need this extra bulk. I think it's really a conspiracy, guys. No matter how many times I try to make videos, my neighbors decide they're going to mow their lawn that they just mowed yesterday again and again. So, and then glue it up. Glue the sides down. And now when I go to decide how I'm going to do my pen pal mail. You can curve it or not. It's up to you. I do put glue stick and washi tape, primarily because if these are going to be machine metered, I don't want it to get torn up. The other thing is by putting washi tape on where say you don't cut notches in yours and you leave it down and you want to put washi tape on it, then the recipient knows where to open it. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you try to make this zero cost Happy Mail for yourself. Take care. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha.